Welcome to Rev Sports. Kagiso Rabada showcased his skill yesterday by dismantling India's top batters, getting a 5 wicket haul on a challenging pitch with unpredictable bounce. South Africa asserted control on the first day of the opening test, but KL Rahul, with an impressive 70 not out from 105 balls, showcased exceptional composure on a demanding pitch. Despite India reaching 208 for 8 in 59 overs, the day's play was cut short by rain, leading to early stumps. And day two will start in about as soon as the rain ends. Shubhayan, why don't you take it away? Give us all the weather updates right now because I see raindrops.
Yes, it is. It is drizzling. It is drizzling right now, and we are definitely in for a delayed start. And the weather forecast for the entire day is not that great. I had sent a video. Our viewers can watch that on our channel. That there are dark clouds. There are dark clouds everywhere. Wherever I can see, I can see only dark clouds right now, and it is drizzling. So definitely, we will have play only if the rain gods or the dark clouds stay away or go away as soon as they can. Otherwise, it is extremely. I can't see the play start anytime soon.
I mean, yes, it's going to be incredibly difficult for the game to start, and it's going to heavily impact, the match as well. But Shubhayan, what are the, for the rain to kind of how is the ground staff negating the rain at the moment? How did you see it
Uh,
happening
cor-
yesterday?
so when we came, we saw a couple of support staff in the ground, and after that, after 10 to 15 minutes, the Indian team also arrived. Rahul Dravid went straight to the pitch and was seen doing some shadow batting there, just to understand what kind of pitch it is on day two. Of course, there was some variable bounce yesterday. We saw that ball against Shreyas Iyer, which stayed low. So it is, and as Bharat was saying yesterday, the Centurion track variable bounce on day one. It is a rare occasion. It is a very rare occasion. So if it continues to stay like that, then the batters will find it tough to bat on this track. It is not an easy batting track, and the history says that third innings and fourth innings batting in Centurion, it is a very difficult task. But otherwise, there is moisture. There is a lot of moisture. Even if you walk in your half sleeves, you can feel the moisture and the vapor in the air. So the pace bowlers are going to get a lot of assistance if we get any play on day two.
Absolutely. And Shubhayan, you've sent us a breaking news on Hardik Pandya. We
Yeah.
have that video with us. Please play it. We'll
हम लोग खड़े हैं अभी सुपर स्पोर्ट पार्क सेंचुरियन में, जहाँ पे दूसरा दिन का खेल शुरू होने वाला था, बट बारिश हो रही है अभी इंडिया वर्सेस साउथ अफ्रीका में के बीच। बट उससे पहले एक बहुत बड़ी ब्रेकिंग न्यूज़ की बात कर लेते हैं। हार्दिक पांड्या का इन्वॉल्वमेंट अफगानिस्तान सीरीज़ में। हार्दिक पांड्या हैज़ बीन रूल्ड आउट फ्रॉम द अफगानिस्तान T20 सीरीज़। मेरे साथ जुड़े हैं दैनिक जागरण के स्पोर्ट्स एडिटर अभिषेक त्रिपाठी जी। सर बताइए, हार्दिक पांड्या, आपने तो पहले ही लिखी थी ये बात, और अब ये खबर आ रही है पुख्ता तरीके से कि हार्दिक पांड्या अफगानिस्तान सीरीज़ में नहीं दिखेंगे।
देखिए, ये तो पहले से तय था। जिस तरीके की चोट उन्हें लगी थी वर्ल्ड कप में, वो वर्ल्ड कप नहीं खेले, उसके बाद की सीरीज़ नहीं खेले, तो वो सिर्फ IPL के पहले अफगानिस्तान की सीरीज़ क्यों खेलेंगे? क्योंकि उनके लिए इम्पोर्टेंट है। मुंबई इंडियंस इतने पैसे खर्च करके उनको IPL में लाई है, उसने गुजरात टाइटन से छीन के एक तरीके से मुंबई इंडियंस में जोड़ा है, तो वो IPL में, मतलब IPL को छोड़कर उससे ठीक पहले वो अफगानिस्तान के साथ सीरीज़ क्यों खेलेंगे, जबकि उन्हें पता है कि वो मुंबई इंडियंस के साथ IPL में खेलने के बावजूद और अफगानिस्तान में ना खेलने के बावजूद भी वो विश्व कप टीम में आसानी से जगह बजाएंगे, क्योंकि उनके जैसा फिलहाल भारतीय टीम में एक ही खिलाड़ी है जो तेज बॉलिंग करता है और बैटिंग करता है, और बैटिंग वैसी करता है जो जब आपको छठे सातवें नंबर पर बिल्कुल ताबड़तोड़ बल्लेबाजी चाहिए होती है।
अभिषेक जी, अभी मतलब जो चोट हार्दिक पांड्या को वर्ल्ड कप के मैच में लगी थी पुणे के ग्राउंड में, और एंकल की चोट थी, उसके बाद वो स्कैन के लिए गए, फिर NCA में भी गए थे जहाँ पे उनका एक थोड़ा सा रूटीन बनाया गया था कि क्या फॉलो। हालांकि जितनी खबर मुझे पता है कि वो NCA में रेगुलरली नहीं जा रहे, वही रूटीन वो अपने तरीके से साइड में फॉलो कर रहे हैं। बट आपने एक बात की कि वो, क्योंकि मुंबई इंडियंस उनको इतना पैसा दे के लाया है, छीन के लाया है गुजरात टाइटन से, तो वो डिबेट फिर से आ जाता है कि क्या अभी क्लब जो है या फ्रेंचाइजी जो है वो क्रिकेट क्या आपके देश के क्रिकेट से ज़्यादा आगे जा रही है, ज़्यादा प्रायोरिटी के उसमें जा रही है ऊपर?
देखिए, हार्दिक पांड्या ने ऐसा नहीं कि इस बार ही वो एनसीए में नहीं गए हैं। इससे पहले जब वो चोटिल हुए थे और सीधे वर्ल्ड कप में T20 वर्ल्ड कप के समय जुड़े थे, तब भी वो एनसीए नहीं गए थे, वो अपना अलग अभ्यास कर रहे थे। और जब वो अलग अभ्यास कर रहे हैं तो किसी को क्या पता कि वो फिट हैं या नहीं फिट हैं, या उनकी कंडीशन क्या है। और जब एक प्लेयर कह देता है कि मैं फिट नहीं हूँ या मैं खेलने की स्थिति में नहीं हूँ, तो आप उसको खिला नहीं सकते हो। तो एक ये थिन लाइन है जिस पे आप ये कह सकते हो कि वो आईपीएल को प्राथमिकता दे रहे हैं, अपने क्लब क्रिकेट को प्राथमिकता दे रहे हैं। लेकिन अगर प्लेयर कह रहा है कि मैं इस सीरीज़ के लिए फिट नहीं हूँ, तो आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते हैं। आप उसके ऊपर ये आरोप भी नहीं लगा सकते हैं कि आप इसके लिए। और देखिए, आईपीएल जो है वो कोई किसी अंबानी, अदानी या JSW का पर्सनल टूर्नामेंट नहीं है। ये बीसीसीआई का टूर्नामेंट है जिनमें इनकी टीमें खेल रही हैं। वो भी बीसीसीआई में ही आता है। अगर हार्दिक पांड्या आईपीएल में खेल रहे हैं तो वो बीसीसीआई के टूर्नामेंट में ही खेल रहे हैं। तो उसको लेके आप ये एक डिबेट कर सकते हो, लेकिन इसके लिए तो बीसीसीआई को हल निकालना पड़ेगा। अगर बीसीसीआई ने बैक टू बैक इस तरीके के टूर्नामेंट रखे हैं तो प्लेयर सब तो नहीं खेल सकते, प्लेयर अनफिट भी होंगे। और वर्ल्ड कप के बीच में उसको चोट लगी तो उसने वर्ल्ड कप तो छोड़ा ना। अगर कोई वर्ल्ड कप तो नहीं छोड़ना चाहता, लेकिन उसको वर्ल्ड कप छोड़ना पड़ा। अगर उसने वर्ल्ड कप छोड़ा है तो अफगानिस्तान सीरीज क्यों खेलेगा?
बट इसके साथ साथ एक बहुत बड़ा क्वेश्चन मार्क भी आ जाता है कि कप्तानी कौन करेगा। बहुत सोशल मीडिया में डिबेट है, आपने खबर भी लिखी थी और हमने भी बात की थी इसमें हमारे पहले वीडियोस में कि शायद रोहित शर्मा हमें फिर से अफगानिस्तान सीरीज़ में T20I की कप्तानी करते हुए दिखे। उन्होंने वो प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में थोड़ी सी झलकी भी दी थी कि मैं तैयार हूँ, जो भी क्रिकेट मेरे सामने है। तो क्या देखते हो, क्योंकि उसके साथ साथ अफगानिस्तान सीरीज़ खत्म होने के कुछ दिन बाद ही इंडिया वर्सेस इंग्लैंड का 5 टेस्ट मैच का सीरीज़ भी स्टार्ट होने वाला है।
देखिए, मैंने खबर लिखी थी कि विश्व कप में रोहित शर्मा कप्तानी कर सकते हैं, वही प्रबल दावेदार हैं। और जो मीटिंग में तय हुआ, उन्होंने कहा था कि अगर आपको मुझे कप्तानी करनी तो आप अनाउंस कर दो। मौखिक सहमति हो गई कि कप्तानी आप ही करेंगे, लेकिन अनाउंसमेंट अभी नहीं करेंगे क्योंकि 6 महीने का समय बाकी है। कौन नहीं खेलेगा इसके बारे में भी मैंने बता दिया था, मतलब वो फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी नहीं है। अब अफगानिस्तान सीरीज में आपके पास पेंच फंसा हुआ है क्योंकि सूर्य कुमार यादव साउथ अफ्रीका में T20 में आपकी कप्तानी कर रहे थे, वो इंजर्ड हैं। हार्दिक पांड्या आपके इंजर्ड हैं। जसप्रीत बुमराह यहाँ पे 2 टेस्ट खेलेंगे तो उसके बाद तुरंत जाके वो अफगानिस्तान तो सीरीज खेल नहीं सकते हैं।
जडेजा भी अभी
बैक स्पाज्म है, तो वो कितना फिट होंगे क्या नहीं होंगे। एक बनता है कि भाई इस टेस्ट में नहीं खेलें तो वो एक टेस्ट खेल के फिर वहाँ कप्तानी कर लें। तो ये बहुत सारा है। इसके पीछे प्लेयर की समस्या नहीं है, इसके पीछे समस्या है आपका शेड्यूल ऐसा बनाया गया है। आपने शेड्यूल ऐसा बनाया है कि उसमें कोई लगातार मैच खेल ही नहीं सकता है। आप जिस तरीके से देखिए, वर्ल्ड कप के तुरंत बाद ऑस्ट्रेलिया से सीरीज़ हो गई, उसके बाद तुरंत बाद आप साउथ अफ्रीका चले आए, वहाँ पे वनडे T20 सीरीज़ हुई, अभी जो है टेस्ट सीरीज़ चल रही है। इसके तुरंत बाद आप पहुँचते ही आपकी T20 की अफगानिस्तान के साथ सीरीज़ है। तो मुझे लगता है, लेकिन एक अच्छी चीज़ ये है कि रोहित को अगर वर्ल्ड कप में कप्तानी करनी है तो उन्हें कम से कम, अगर वो पहले T20 से अफगानिस्तान में नहीं जुड़ सकते हैं तो वो सेकंड T20 से कप्तानी करें, क्योंकि यहाँ से अगर 7 को मैच ख़त्म होता है तो वो 8 को निकलेंगे, 8 को पहुँचेंगे या 9 को पहुँचेंगे और 11 या 12 से जो है स्टार्ट है। तो अगर आप पहला T20 नहीं खेल सकते हैं तो आप सेकंड थर्ड T20 खेल के उसके बाद आप टेस्ट सीरीज़ खेलें, मुझे ऐसा लगता है। लेकिन बीसीसीआई के जो लोग हैं और रोहित शर्मा को खुद क्या सोचना है, ये उनके ऊपर है।
हाँ, काफ़ी क्वेश्चन मार्क्स है अभी। वैसे ऋतुराज गायकवाड़ का भी ऑप्शन है, बट अगेन ऋतुराज इस सीरीज़ में वो टीम में तो थे बट नहीं खेले, प्लेइंग 11 का हिस्सा नहीं थे। बट उन्हें कप्तानी पहले भी दी गई है, उप कप्तान भी बनाया गया है, एशियन गेम्स में भी उन्होंने कप्तानी की थी। तो एक ऑप्शन है, अगर रोहित एक मैच नहीं खेलते या 2 मैच नहीं खेलते तो ऋतुराज को आप बना सकते हैं एज अ टेम्पररी कैप्टन। बट देखने वाली बात होगी। आपने एक अच्छा सोल्यूशन वैसे दिया है कि 1 मैच नहीं खेलो, 2 मैच आप कप्तानी कर लो। अगर आप अच्छे बल्लेबाजी करते हो तो आपका एक स्टैम्प मोहर लग जाएगा कि नहीं, ये बंदा रेडी है T20I क्रिकेट खेलने के लिए। जो काफ़ी लोग क्वेश्चन मार्क सोशल मीडिया में उठा रहे थे कि आईपीएल में परफॉर्मेंस नहीं रहा, ये वो नहीं रहा। बट हाँ, अगर रोहित अवेलेबल है, उन्होंने हिंट भी दिया है और मेरे हिसाब से जैसे उन्होंने ODI वर्ल्ड कप में बल्लेबाजी की है, बैठते हैं उस टीम में तो बैठते हैं।
देखिए, रोहित खुद खेलना चाहते हैं। अगर रोहित खुद नहीं खेलना चाहते तो अब तक वो अनाउंस भी कर चुके होते हैं। कि उन्हें एक बेइज्जती उन्होंने सही है, बार बार वो बेइज्जती वो नहीं सहना चाहते, लेकिन रोहित खुद खेलना चाहते हैं और जो अंदर मीटिंग में बात हुई है वो उसको बाहर जाहिर नहीं करना चाहते हैं, वो तो सिर्फ थोड़ा सा।
There we go. Hardik Pandya ruled out of the Afghanistan series. Bharat Ramraj and Ishan Shahane are also joining me for this chat. Bharat, starting with you, with the weather right now, who do you reckon will get the most assistance out of this condition?
Oh, from India's point of view, I guess this is Prasidh Krishna's pitch. If you notice how Rabada bowled, this is basically the test debutant Prasidh Krishna's pitch, but I'm not too sure he's making his test debut. So there could be a few butterflies in his stomach. So then it would be up to Jasprit Bumrah to get something out of this track. You definitely expect some moisture underneath.
Bharat, I'm sorry to stop you there, but I think you have some network issue because your voice is really breaking. But I'll go to Ishan till then. Maybe you can sort out the network issue.
Yeah, so I think just to carry on from what Bharat was saying is that I think the pitch and the conditions will really suit the Indian bowlers at the moment, Gagi. Obviously, the Indians would like to push on and get some more runs, but once they come out to bowl, I think the conditions will really suit them. Bumrah, playing over here in these sort of conditions will be a menace. And even with Siraj, he's exceptionally good with the new ball, so you can expect him to move it both ways. Plus, it's overcast, so the ball will swing even more. So it's going to be a tough battle for the South Africans. It's not going to be easy at all. And I think the Indians will look to push on, get some more, and then add a lot of pressure on the South Africans by coming on with the ball, getting a quick, probably getting quick early wickets, and then, applying that pressure.
Yes, and to Bharat and Shubhayan, there was this bit of talk between the commentators as well that the South African bowlers were really hitting that middle and leg stump when it came to the Indian batters. And this is what Vikram Rathore, who's the batting coach of India, had to say about it. He said, and I quote, at lunch, they bowl 65 balls down leg. Because of the tennis ball like spongy bounce, it was difficult delivery to control, and Shubman Gill had got out the same way. I feel they used it as a tactic. Bharat, did you pay attention to this? What are your thoughts about it?
Yeah, you can say that. I hope my voice you can hear. Hello?
Sorry, I
My
think
voice you can.
there's still some problem. Shubha, and why don't you start?
See, wherever if you listen to the commentary, if you listen to the former cricketers, former pace bowlers, be it Alan Donald, Mackay and Teeny, Vernon Philander on the commentary box, everyone has said one thing that you have to be you have to focus on your control here. You can't be spraying around. If you look at Marco Jansen, Gerald Quincy yesterday, they were spraying the ball around and were not really consistent with their lengths at least. So that will be the key. And Mackay and Teeny did really say one a very important thing that the Indian team has not played too many warm up matches or club matches in the build up to this Test series. So what Jasprit Bumrah or a Mohammad Siraj or a Prasidh Krishna can do is watch how Kagishwar Rabada bowled yesterday. He was really consistent. He was hitting the right length consistently. He was at one area, at one channel consistently. So if I'm not too sure about Prasidh Krishna, yes, I agree. This pitch will give a lot to Prasidh Krishna given his height and hit the deck skills. But he will have to be consistent with the length he is bowling. He can't be spraying around like a Marco Jansen or a Gerald Quincy yesterday. He has to be very consistent. I'm pretty sure that Jasprit Bumrah, as soon as he gets his line and length correct, he will keep on pounding that. And same with Mohammad Siraj. But mind you, Kagishwar Rabada did bowl some scramble seam deliveries, which kind of Mohammad Siraj has mastered off late. So Mohammad Siraj with that scramble seam is going to be a lethal option given that he is consistent with his length. So looking forward, if we get some play today, then looking forward to see how Bumrah, Siraj, and Prasidh bowl, and even Shardul Thakur. He has a really good wobble seam in his armory. So looking forward to see the Indian bowlers bowl. And right now, it is still distinct.
I completely agree with Shubha and Yagagi because I think you have to make it a point to hit the stumps. And what Rabada did right yesterday was hitting the stumps. So I think the Indian bowlers will look to do the same thing. There's no point bowling 140 above and you're not hitting the stumps. If you're the only way you can possibly get wickets is if you make the batsman play as much as possible. So Shubhan's bang on point at the moment here because in this wicket, hit the stumps and the pitch will do enough. So you don't have to do much actually. All you have to do is keep it simple, run in and hit the stumps. So Shubhan's absolutely right.
Bharat, your thoughts?
Hopefully my voice you can hear. I don't know. Yeah, obviously you have to make the batsman play. If it is not on the third stump, if it's not on the third stump, you have to at least ball in the channel slightly just outside off. So in a corridor of uncertainty. Obviously, you have to bowl with good control. There would be a couple of indentations somewhere in the pitch, not necessarily cracks. Everywhere the cracks would open up. So you have to keep hitting those cracks, keep hitting those indentations. So if you keep hitting those indentations, then you will get some variable bounce. So that on that basis, I said obviously Prasidh Krishna still has to bowl with good control, but these conditions kind of suit his style of bowling. Bumrah also definitely hits the seam a lot. I think these two hit the seam a lot more than Siraj. So on that basis, it should suit these two bowlers.
And Shubhayan, are there any
Yeah.
updates on the South African captain's injury? What's the word right now?
Yesterday, CSA did say us that they will evaluate Temba Bavuma on a day-to-day basis, but it is looking extremely tough for Bavuma. Here are some South African fans. There are some South African fans who are heading to the stadium for the match, but it is still drizzling. As you can see, a few South African fans have started to walk into the stadium. But yes, Temba Bavuma, it looks very unlikely that even if he manages to play this match, then it will be tough for him to feature in the Cape Town test, and that will make a really, really good proposition for Dean Elgar, who is playing his final test series to captain South Africa for one last time in the test format. But right now, if Temba Bavuma has to play, he will have to play with injury with his left hamstring, and in test matches, it is extremely dicey right now. But we will get some clarity today on how he is doing.
All right, and Bharat, over to you. How many more runs do you see India making right now? Because KL Rahul is the only, set batter in there with Mohammad Shami. What do you think will happen?
Ideally, India would take 250, I guess. But 250 looks like a long way away. So, and the 20 runs, if they add, I think India would take 230 on this kind of a pitch. Because if India get it right, I think they can ball out the opponent South Africa for about 180. But they have to hit the right lines. They have to hit those indentations. There will be a couple of indentations on the pitch, so they have to keep hitting. But I guess India would take 230 and the 20 runs 250. It would be a really good total.
Ishan, your thoughts?
Yeah, I completely agree with Bharat there. I think we can expect KL Rahul, to take it on. He's aware that, there's just 2 wickets left, so we can expect him to play some shots. And I think 240, 250 will be a really good total, Gagi. So I think 240 will put a lot of pressure on the South Africans, and it's a very tricky wicket. So I think if you get 250, it's almost like, getting a 400, like how Joydeep Jah mentioned yesterday. So it's going to be a test for the South Africans, but obviously 250 should be the target. Anything below that is also a relatively good total, but I think the Indians will be more confident if they reach that 240, 250 landmark.
Yeah, the great visuals from Shubhayan there. When in doubt, play tennis. Of course.
Yeah,
Well, that's great. Are those fans or are those club members or something?
yeah. The fans have started to walk in, right?
Shubhan,
Oh,
how's
okay.
the crowd turnout from day one and day two?
Right. Even yesterday, it was not that great because it was overcast, and maybe perhaps the locals or the fans who have come to watch some cricket here were waiting for the sky to clear up. But as soon as they got the news that the play will start at 10:30 local time, they walked in. They walked in, and by 12 o'clock, by noon, it was jam packed. It was jam packed. So Boxing Day is a special occasion,
Yes.
and people in South Africa, I witnessed it during the women's T20 World Cup in January as well, that they are passionate about watching sport, even if they don't understand. I saw so many fans in January that they did not understand how what women's cricket is all about, but they wanted to come in to the stadium and support their team. So that is what a sporting culture of a nation is all about. You can see these are the team bus. This is Indian team bus, and this is the South African team bus, and there's some security around. But the sporting culture of this country is great, and similar to what is Australia and England is in those countries.
Absolutely.
Yes, and Shubhayan, how do you think the conditions will suit the Indian bowlers right now?
Conditions, I think it will suit. It is very chilly. It is a bit windy. There's a lot of moisture. So if, as I said, it is all about, it is all about being consistent with your lens. Keep playing those South African batters, and if they can be consistent, then I think they are going to get a lot of assistance from from the conditions and the pitch.
Yes, and final question to you all before we start wrapping up. Bharat, starting with you, 8 wickets down. Where do you see this game heading right now for India?
Yeah, as I said, India have got a competitive total already. 208 for 8 in these conditions is a competitive total. But if they get into 30, 40 runs, it would be great for them. I also would be interested to see what kind of roller South Africa will use. Because if there's a lot of moisture underneath, then it would be tricky to use whether the heavy roller or the light roller. Because we saw in Cape Town in 2017-18 that India used a heavy roller, and all the moisture came up. So after that, Philander started to get a lot of sea moments. So that is one point I would be really interested to see whether South Africa would use the heavy roller or the light roller here, because Subhayan is saying there's a lot of moisture underneath.
Just to
Ishan,
just to give another confirmation, right now the entire pitch along with the square is completely covered. Completely covered. The Indian team right now is having some slip catching. A couple of players there. But right now the pitch is completely under covers, and the ground staff is trying to work out what to do right now. Unfortunately, I can't show you the ground visuals, but I can see that the umpires, along with the match referee, are out in the middle, along with their sunglasses. Sorry, umbrellas, and yes, some slip catching going on. And who are the players in the slip cordon? I can see Mohammad Siraj doing some catching there, but otherwise, it's every other player is in the dugout right now.
but you say the square of the wickets are covered on the ground, but since it's been drizzling since how long, Shubhayan?
It is now half an hour. I would say half an hour, 20 minutes. It's been drizzling, but not
Do
that
you
heavy. Right now, it's not that heavy.
so if the ground is wet, the outfield is wet, it can be salvaged, right?
Yes. I can see a super stopper is already working in the outfield. So yes, the ground staff is already working because the rain, the drizzle has the intensity has gone down a bit. There's still some droplets pouring down, but it has considerably come down. There's slip catching happening, and I can now see a Shubman Gill, a Yashasvi Jaiswal, and maybe that's a Shreyas Iyer. I'm not sure. They are having some slip catching.
Okay, then, and if there's some moisture left, we always have the hair dryers which we saw coming out yesterday.
Not
So
here, not here, not here.
no, weren't there?
No, no, no. That was something else. I don't think that was hair dryer.
Okay, all right. So I think that's it from us for this show. Shubhayan, please keep giving us all the updates. We'll be
Yeah.
coming back with all the updates.
Thank you,
Until then,
Shivan.
stay tuned to Ref Sports.